Most data analysts think that technical skills are enough, but after training hundreds of data teams, I keep seeing 3 simple habits that separate average analysts from incredible ones. And in this video, I'll show you what those 3 simple habits are and how to apply them immediately in your day-to-day work. Habit number 1. Let me show you a mistake I've made more than once. You're working, concentrated. Then Jack from marketing calls you. Hey Gilbert.
Hey Jack, I want you to create a dashboard, a marketing dashboard with some insights, with some KPIs for our teams. Can you please create it?
Yeah, sure.
We need to have it ready by tomorrow.
All right. But then, 2 days later.
Hey Jack.
Hey Gilbert.
Have you used the dashboard I created?
Dashboard? What dashboard?
I haven't had the time to look at it yet. I thought you said the dashboard was very important and urgent. It was urgent 2 days ago, but not anymore.
Sounds familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. The request feels urgent and then nothing happens. That's why great analysts don't jump straight into analyzing. They start with habit number 1. It's what I call the GPS method. When I get a new request, I ask 3 questions. First of all, the goal. What is the real business goal behind the request? Because often stakeholders don't know what they really need. And then second, the problem. So what's the problem we're trying to solve? And number 3 is stakes. What happens if we don't take action? If those 3 aren't clear, I don't build. So next time someone asks you for just a quick data pool, don't rush into saying yes. Pause and pull out your GPS. Your GPS gets you on the right path, but even then things can still go wrong. You analyze the data or you build a dashboard and you feel proud, right? You show it to a fellow data analyst and they say, wow, that looks amazing. But then you present it, and this is what end users see. That's the risk when we never check in, because priorities shift and people change their mind, or we simply misunderstood something early on. That's why habit number 2 is get early feedback. Incredible analysts don't work in isolation. They co-create with the business. They share a draft, even if it's still rough, and they ask, is this heading in the right direction? And what would make this more useful to you? And then they listen. Not defend, just absorb. Because one small check-in can save you from building something beautiful that no one ever uses. But even if you understand the request and check in along the way, without the last habit, your hard work will not get the appreciation it deserves. Last week we had a guy fixing the roof on the balcony, and I made him a coffee. I went back inside, and half an hour later, I checked my phone. Wow, 5 missed calls. I opened the balcony door, and he's standing there, totally soaked. I had locked him out of habit. I felt terrible. But we do the same thing in data. We lock our audience out, not physically, but mentally. We start with the metrics, the data, the method, our model, and our audience, they're outside, in the rain, wondering what it all means for them. That's why incredible data analysts don't just deliver insights, they package them. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you see this, a bag of raw, unshelled nuts. Good quality, but not super inviting. And most people, they'll skip it and they'll grab whatever looks more fun or easier to pick up. Now compare that to this. It's the same content, but a totally different experience. Your insights are the same. You can give people the raw data or present it in a way that makes them say, tell me more. Because your stakeholders, they've got 10 other things fighting for their attention. And if your insight looks hard to digest, they'll skip it, even if it's valuable, even if it's the best insight you've ever presented. Let's make this real. Here's what raw data looks like versus a clear story. Here's the sales and profitability data of different products, plus the actions of our competitor. Now here's the story version. Product C has been our top performer for the last 6 months, but the last month sales dropped by 22%. A competitor launched a similar product that's 10% cheaper, and customers are starting to switch. So I recommend to look into pricing and how the competitor is positioning their product. That's it. Clear, simple, actionable. Now, can you guess the 3-step structure that I used? It's context, problem, and recommendation. I call it the CPR framework. Just like CPR brings people back to life, this structure brings your insights to life. Because data alone doesn't drive action, but the way you wrap data into a story, that's what makes people stop and think, tell me more. So, in your next meeting, don't just show the numbers. Package your insights with CPR. Because if it's not clear, it's not going to be useful. You've now seen 3 habits that make analysts stand out. But if you want people to appreciate your insights and actually act on them, you need more than good habits. You also need a story that sticks. And that's what this video is all about. I took everything that I've learned over 10 years and compressed it into 6 simple lessons. It will change everything about how you tell data stories forever, I promise you. Click here to watch it. See you there.